Welcome back to our Scalar tutorial series. In this video, I will demonstrate how to create multiple, overlapping, or nested paths to enhance your project by streamlining the delivery of your content by guiding the reader's experience, or using paths to allow readers to choose their own adventure and invite the audience to delve deeper into certain topics they're interested in exploring further within your work. My name is Mik Knight, and I am one of the Spring and Summer 2022 Student Assistants for San Diego State University's Digital Humanities Center located in the library. Previously in our Scalar series, I demonstrated the process of creating your book's central path by making a table of contents and connecting pages in the Scalar book to the home page. In this tutorial, we will be taking that a step further by including multiple paths that overlap or nest within one another. Before exploring what using multiple paths looks like, let's review what is a path in Scalar. A path is a linear sequence of content in Scalar. If you want readers to experience content in a certain order, add a path to direct the flow of their reading experience. Your book may contain multiple paths, and the paths you can create can intersect by having shared pages. I also want to introduce you to some key terms that you'll be hearing me use a lot throughout this video. First, the parent page. A parent page is where a path starts. This page hosts the path that contains pages, tags, media, etc. as children to this page. Next, a page can be a child, or you can have children of a path, and these are the elements contained within a path. Again, these can be pages, media, tags, and so on that are selected to be added to a path in the Relationships tab of the parent page. Finally, there's nested or nesting paths. These are simply a path within a path, paths that branch out to their own sections within a larger path. The parent page of a nested path is both the child of a path and the parent of its own path from within that position. You may want to keep it simple with one path that takes you through the full book from start to finish, or you can create branching smaller paths within your book that group things like chapters or topics. Having multiple paths makes your book have the option to be a nonlinear experience. With multiple paths, you give your audiences branches to follow to explore a particular concept or theme that they are interested in more depth before continuing along with the central project. To set a new path, select the page that you want to be the parent of the path, or where the path starts, and then select the edit page icon from the header bar on that page. Again, that's just a little icon that looks like a pencil in the top right corner. Regardless of the layout of the page's contents, or its location in your book, you can select the Relationships tab from the bottom half of the page and turn it into a path. So once you click on the box that says Relationships, you'll see this drop-down menu from which you're going to choose the option for Path to open the prompt to link content within your book to this page. Now you're going to see the sentence, "To make this page a path, choose the items that it contains." I'm going to select that option that's highlighted in blue to choose the items contained in my path. And this time, I'm going to create a path using media files from the dashboard rather than pages. In the top left corner of the prompt to add contents to your path, click on the box that says Pages to see a drop-down menu of more options that you can create a path with. Once again, paths do not need to just connect pages. They can be used to link together all types of content within Scalar. As you can see from this list, we can connect pages, media files, other paths, tags, annotations, comments, lenses, and hidden contents within Scalar to a parent page in order to make a path. As I scroll through the media that I've previously uploaded into the back end of my Scalar book, I'm going to select the options for the DHC logo, SDSU DHC students working, and this GIF of a smartphone. And then I'm going to click the box for Add Selected. Now you can see in the Relationships tab where it previously said, click here to add the items this path contains. We now see the phrase, "This page is a path which contains," and then the list of the media files that I've selected to include. So now I'm going to click on the option to save and view to confirm my selections, which will take me to the front end of my book. So once you save and view your page, at the bottom of the screen, there's going to be a list of the contents of your path and a blue box that will say begin with, and then the title of the next page in the path that we just set. So when I click on the box that says begin with DHC logo, it's going to take me to the image, which at the bottom of that page will say continue to SDSU DHC students working, which will take me to the next image where I can see the box that says continue to the smartphone GIF. Now I'm going to add just the parent page of my new path to the central path of my book by navigating to my book's home or landing page by clicking on the Table of Contents icon in the header bar and selecting Home. Back on my home page, I'm going to click the Edit Page button in the header bar. From the page editing interface at the bottom of the page, you can once again open the Relationships tab. You'll notice a small number next to where it says Relationships. That number indicates that it is already related to other contents in your book through tags, paths, annotations, and so on. Now, once I click on that box for relationships, I'm going to click on Path. And now from my home page, I can see the option that says this page is a path which contains Introduction to the Digital Humanities Center programs, research, welcome to the library. And under that, I have the option to add more content or drag the items to reorder how they're appearing in my book. So I'm going to click on the box that says add more content and add the parent page of the path I just created to this list. To make it easier to find the path I created earlier, rather than searching through all of my pages, I'm going to click on the box in the upper left corner and select Paths from the drop-down menu that appears. Now it is much easier to find the title of the path I made earlier by connecting imported media. I click on the box next to the title of the parent page of my path, which in this case is our page that we created, The Digital Humanities Center is Cool. Back in the Relationships tab of our parent page, which again in this case is our home page, the path that starts with the page, The Digital Humanities Center is Cool, is nested within the central path of my book that branches out from the home page. What this means is that when I arrive to this parent page in my book, there are now two options at the bottom of the page relating to my paths. First, you can see the title of the next page in my nested path is highlighted in a dark blue button. If I click this button, I will begin to follow the media that I established earlier as a part of this smaller path. Or I can choose to continue down the primary path of my book. When my readers arrive at the parent page of the sample path in my book, they will have the option to branch off into the path hosted by that page, which in this case is beginning with the DHC logo in that media path we established earlier, or they can continue on the main path of my project, where it says in that grayed out box, or continue to the Digital Humanities Initiative at SDSU. Clicking either of these options will take you to the next piece of content in their respective paths. As you can see, we can set multiple paths in Scalar to create different reading experiences. Within my book so far, I have 3 paths in total that I can view in the content section of my dashboard. There is my main path, which is named after the title of my book, which is also the title of the homepage and the parent page of this path. There's the nested path that we made together in this tutorial. And finally, the third path is one that I created using the visual path layout that I demonstrate in our general layouts tutorial. When my readers get to either of these smaller paths in my book, the sample visual path or the Digital Humanities Center is Cool, there is an invitation that branches off into its own subsection of information and media that relates to that chapter, part of the project, etc. Scalar does recommend having fewer than 100 items in a path. So if you do have a lot of content to connect, then it's beneficial to create nesting paths to break down your Scalar book into smaller sections. From viewing your paths in your dashboard, you can make simple edits to the title and the description of the path, or you can click on the path's title to navigate to the starting page or the parent page of that path and make more detailed edits from there. Thank you for joining me in this tutorial. If you found this information helpful, be sure to check out our other tutorials in the Scalar series, and happy editing.